But the one thing that I'm really surprised about is the flow. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Is It Worth It, where I go around the world and the internet looking for art supplies to make your life just a little bit better, or to make you enjoy the craft just this much more. Now today, as we've been doing for a while, we're going to head back to Five Below, and we are going to check out one of their newest markers that they are offering, and it is the neon markers. So I'm very interested in this. These are acrylic markers, but they are meant to have that neon effect, which I think is pretty cool. And like I said, I can't get over the packaging of all their new stuff. And I am very excited to see if this is going to work, because you start seeing it a lot on TikTok, on Instagram and YouTube, that whole effect. And with this, if they have neon colors, I think this will be really, really cool. So I'm hoping that these are going to be easy and fun and actually deliver on what they are advertising, but also the fact that they are acrylic markers. So these are paint markers. So I'm very excited to see how they work. So come on, let's go check them out. All right, so as you can see, we are continuing with the kind of layout that they've made as of late for like late 2023 and early 2024. This nice design, really showcasing the artistic side of what Five Below is delivering. And it's like, here you go, this is what this marker is going to look like. It's an acrylic marker, bright colors included to create neon effect. It's a nice chipboard, right? And it's got this nice little overhang. So a lot of attention is being put into these packages for the new stuff from Five Below. I like the fact that it shows you what kind of colors, like multiple times it shows you what the colors are. And it has a little tutorial on how to do the neon effect. Now, it's pretty tiny. It might be because I'm getting old and my eyes are going bad, but it's really hard to read this little tiny font. But I think it says use a white marker, then use a light marker, then use a dark marker. And if you want to make something lighter, you use the blender, if there is a blender. And then if your marker is dirty, when you're using the white to make stuff lighter, if your marker gets dirty, just kind of go around in circles until it cleans itself out. And that's because the paint is flowing through it. So, but it's cool that it has this nice little tutorial in there as well. I mean, it's just a nice little package. Now, it did say on here that this works best for best results to use black paper. So we're going to go ahead, and we have this Artist Loft sketchbook. Let's see. Yeah. Like, we have this Artist Loft sketchbook from Michaels. It's all black paper, so I figure we'll just go ahead and use that instead of trying to find something different. And then, of course, the little glue or tape strip. This is always my struggle, because I'm trying not to destroy the box. Well, you know, the security is good. He was like, all right, we'll try the other side. This one's already kind of mangled up. There we go. There we go. All right, finally got it open. Oop. And then I ripped the box in. Like, and then I ripped the box in. All right. Oh, there's that one. So there are some very bright colors. I do like that they, you know, they're telling you your bright colors are going to be blue or pink. Those are your neon colors. You can really do the effect with the blue and the pink, and that is it. We still have a green, maybe an orange. That might be darker, so you have, you know, but there's a lonely purple and a lonely green. We'll see how that works. So the marker size itself is actually a pretty nice size. It's on the smaller side for markers that we normally review here. So if you have big hands, it might be a little bit awkward, but it's not that bad. It's not too small. And it tells you that it's an acrylic marker. That's it. Nothing fancy there. It is a bit plasticky, so when you feel it, it feels like plastic. You know, so yeah, it's got a nice, I would say, paint pen nib. So it's pretty thick nib, so that should be fun. Let's hear the snap. Oh wow, that's a good snap. Okay, let's see if it posts. Oh, nice snug post. Okay, not going anywhere. Awesome. So the marker itself seems to be pretty stable and sturdy. It's just a little small and it feels a little bit plasticky. So it didn't tell me that I had to like press down or shake it or anything. It seems like it's just ready to go. Does seem like it's ready to go. So the flow seems really, the flow on this is really nice. But you can tell that when it dries, this is not, I guess is like I said, the lonely green color. When it dries a lot darker. But it flows nicely, right? And you got a nice, the problem is that it comes out like a nice bright green, and then when it dries, it becomes a little darker. But the flow on it's nice. The brush works really well. So that's really nice. All right, so let's see about this one. Okay, so you can layer it. We'll come back over it and try it again. But as far as the flow goes, these are great, but they all seem to be drying a lot darker than you would think. Wow, I would have thought that this one would be the darker color. You can still, like if you choke up on the tip of the pen, you can get some nice thin lines, but it's definitely more of a medium type line. Okay, it does get a lot darker. So the one thing that I'm noticing is that, it says neon, and I don't really think that these are the colors that I would consider to be neon, right? When they come out like instantly, right? When you put them out like that, sure, neon, 100%. But as we're moving forward, we're starting to see that as they dry, it becomes a lot darker. But they seem to dry pretty quickly, so you can layer them relatively fast, right? Let that dry, show you that it makes nice thin lines when you want it to. But the one thing that I'm really surprised about is the flow of these pens, because if you're using like Posca pens or anything like that, you gotta shake it and you gotta push it down, you gotta activate it, you gotta do all that stuff, and these just right off the bat, right? But like I said, the flow of these, like, they just doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter how fast, how slow. And I have to say that I do like the way that these flow, these acrylic markers, because like I've been using Posca pens and the nibs they're nice, don't get me wrong, right? The nibs on there are really nice, but once you start using them for a while, and maybe this is just me, but I'll start going across the paper and it scratches on the paper, and then it like shoots out ink to places that I don't want it to go. So having this kind of brush or this kind of nib is actually really nice because there's no scratching. It's very soft and it just flows. So that's, it's almost like an alcohol marker, but it has this paint. I still don't think, maybe when we do the little tutorial and we'll check it out, but I don't see this as being neon colors. These are just cool paint pens at this point. Although having, well, I don't know, having a white acrylic pen that can kind of do that. Now, like I said, the problem is like as you're going and when it dries, you can see some of the paper through it because it's not necessarily covering the entire area right away. But like I said, it dries relatively fast. And so if you're trying to do like corrections, like I would probably use this as a correction pen more than anything else. So I know that I would have to come over whatever I'm trying to correct. Like if I was trying to correct I made a mistake and the ink went too far, I would use the white pen to come over and try and correct it, but I'd have to go over it a couple times, and that might not be worth it. But, so there's that. I don't know. Let's try this tutorial out. And do it on this side. Let's see. So we use the white. I'm going to make a somewhat straight line. And we're going to come down here. So we're literally just doing what the picture shows us. All right, so we do that. And it said on the contours, go lighter first. Okay. Lighter first. And we're going to do this pink. This. I don't know. And then you're supposed to come in with a darker color. All right. I foresee the fact that we'll probably have to go over this again to really kind of push the idea of the darks and stuff, but all right, so now I'm gonna come back to this white because the white should be dry. Put that in there like so. I don't know if neon is going to be the right terminology for this one. Yeah. All right, so there you go. So what I've realized from this is that Well, the pens flow really, really nicely. The darker color, like this blue, puts down and covers more space. Like I don't have to go over that again. But the white doesn't necessarily cover the paper as well, so it's not this vibrant white that you would think. Like once you put it down, you're like, ooh, okay, that's a nice white. But then once it dries, it's not as dry. I mean, it's not as white as you would think, right? And so it seems as though as I go over them more and more again, that glow really happens. And it seems like on the screen, it picks it up way more, right? So you can really see, it really looks like it's got that kind of glow effect. But on the paper, it's not what I would say, right? I wouldn't say that, ooh, this has got a nice neon effect. So, and as you see, I'm like constantly going over it again and again and again. And that's not what you want to have to do, right? It should be once, maybe twice, and then you could get that and life would be good. But I don't know, I wouldn't say that it's neon. You tell me, what do you guys think? All right, so we just got done reviewing the Five Below Neon Marker Pack. And you know, as far as like markers go, sure, the acrylic marker was actually pretty fun. Like it flows really nicely and the colors do come out, but the fact that you have to keep going over it again and again and again just to really make sure that it's nice and vibrant kind of defeats the purpose of a paint marker in my opinion. And also I don't see the glow as far as the neon, right? Like the neon effect, it's not really coming across. The more and more that I went over it, the brighter and brighter the colors got. So if I kept going, it would probably be that neon that they were advertising. But the colors themselves, once they dry, just didn't really seem as though they were really bright. But if you go over them a couple times, they do actually get brighter. So I guess that's what you would have to do if you wanted to really try and push that effect. But for me, the fact that I have to do it again and again and again really does defeat the purpose of trying to have a product that's gonna benefit me, right? So I don't know, like if you're looking for some acrylic markers that you don't have to shake up and activate and stuff like that, these are really good for that. So they're pretty fun, $5. You know, just know that you have to go over them a couple times and you go from there, right? So if you're willing to try that and go over them a couple times, then definitely go out and check these out because, like I said, they were nice and fun and the flow was absolutely fantastic. So if you're looking for a good starter set, go check these out from Five Below. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Is It Worth It? And I hope that you got some type of information that will benefit you when it comes to this product. If you have any type of products that you want me to review, please go ahead and drop it in the comments below, and then I will add it to the list. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every single time that I drop new content. Thank you all so very much, and I will see you at the next episode.